Okay, you should have three items there in front of you. You should have bound up audit report, you should have, and then two letters. If you will go to the very last page of the bound audit report, that is page, it's actually page 31. It will state that there are no findings or question costs for your 22 audit.
Okay.
Okay? If you look on page 25, this is your budget schedule that's in the audit on page 25. And it's on what we call the cash basis. It records what you brought in and what you spent. And you can see for the year, you had excess revenue over your expenses of just over $8,100. So it's pretty tight, as you well know. You're getting numbers periodically. And you ended the year with a cash fund balance right at $75,000. The good news versus last year is your ad valorem taxes have crept up some, about $50,000, $60,000. Your expenses remain almost identical to the prior year. If you look on page 14, this is for your income statement where we record your receivables and your payables. The budget schedule is on cash basis. This is on the approval basis.
Mr. President, could I ask a question? Could he stand over there so he can face us and y'all at the same time?
He's addressing us.
Oh, well, I don't have to listen to that.
Okay. All right. So on page 14, it shows that you had, you recorded all your receivables and payables. Your excess for the year was $28,918. All right, look on page 21. I want to point this out, and I know you're aware of it. So I just want to point this out on page 21. Your ad valorem tax, which funds, the vast majority of your operations around here. Your last assessment year is 2024, which means you'll assess it in 24, June, whenever the assessor sends their information. You'll collect it in 25, you'll spend it in 25.
Okay.
But you need to act on that soon. It's not something you just snap your fingers and do. You got to give it to the assessor, you got to give your legal and get all the paperwork done, so that's got to be re-voted on by the public. But you can assess the 24 year, which will be like next summer. And then you'll get the money towards the end of 24 or early 25 and spend it in 25. So, but you kind of need to get on that. The importance of that is when you look at your debt that you pay on page 23, that runs you about $350,000 a year in debt service. It runs through 27. So your millage and your debt payments don't exactly match up. They weren't meant to. But I'm just saying that getting that millage in front of the voters is critical, because your debt's going to run all the way through 27. So I think what I tell you is pretty much most of the years is pretty tight. Depends on how bad the repairs and stuff are, and how much legal you have, and all your lawsuits and things like that. But overall, you're still at the end of the year with $75,000 in the bank. You've got another letter there that says agreed upon procedures. There's nothing of any significance in that letter. There are some minor exceptions, but there's no findings. They don't equate to findings, so you can just read that at your leisure. The legislative auditor requires these additional procedures in addition to your regular audit.
Okay.
So that's, and they just, we have to do those.
practice.
kind of a one size fits all. Everybody does, the city of Bossier does that, the parish does that, and y'all have to do it. So, the third item is just a letter to the board that says we did a government auditing standard audit. If we had any difficulties with management, it would be in that letter, and there are none. Any unusual items that need to be brought to your attention would be in the letter, and there are none. So, if y'all call me after you take this back and read it, if you got any questions, just give me a call anytime, I'll be glad to answer.
Okay. All right. Thank you.